Well, hey everyone, this is Grace of GB Maltese, and I hope you are doing finer than frogs there. Today, I thought I'd do a whip and chat with you while I work on this gorgeous diamond painting from Bella Art Diamonds. This is Magic in a Bottle from Luisa Maria. She gorgeous. They have just put 17 new diamond paintings in their shop on their website, and I'll link their website down below. This went up last Tuesday. There were so many people getting on there, they kind of broke it down, and people couldn't order for a while, but you can. They're not going to sell out of these. There are some gorgeous ones on there, some new ones that I know that I'm going to want. And so I am saving up, just like you guys do, to get some of those. But I wanted to show you something, what I have worked on. Look at this. Now this is in rounds. The one I'm working on is in rounds. But they have round drills are in resin. Look at that. Okay, rounds are usually shiny anyway, but when you put that with resin, oh honey, look at that. That looks like, you know, you're looking at the water in the sunshine, and it looks like, you know, the diamonds shining over in the surface. So both the rounds and squares are resins. That's just gorgeous. It just is so much fun to work on. Everything is perfect. Putting the drills down, the stickiness of the canvas, everything is just great, because if you don't have all that good stuff going on, they're not so much fun to work on sometimes. But you don't have to worry about that with theirs. I have my things kitted up, so I am just getting them all placed down. I also have one of their straighteners, as you can see, their symbol of the butterfly, that I sometimes go through and straighten them up if I don't, you know, sometimes I get a little bit more I guess anxious about them being straight. Sometimes I get a little OCD. And when I'm doing some of my diamond paintings, I will use my multi-placer, my bent one. And you can get these single placers bent or straight up and down. I like both of them. I just happened to put this one on. So I'm going to do this, and I thought I'd talk to you about a few crazy Texas laws that are still on the books and can still be enforced today. They're not, as far as I know, but they can be. So I thought, I live in Texas, so maybe I better study up on this so I don't do something that I shouldn't. So let's get started with that. These are 16 different laws still on the books. And the first one, now this first one I find to be strange. You are not allowed to sell your organs. For example, you are not allowed to sell an eye, a kidney, your heart, skin. Let's see, are there any other ones that they mention? Liver and lungs and other organs and tissues. You're not allowed to sell them, okay? And if you do, you can be fined up to $4,000. Now, I'm thinking if I, you know, sell my heart, they're going to have a hard time getting $4,000 from me. And they wouldn't be paying me, would they? But that freaks me out. That's just like, you know, I guess someone might do that if their family was in dire straits, and I don't know. That's scary. That is really scary. But it is illegal for organs to be sold. I mean, they are sold on the black market in different places, and that is scary. Because they pay a lot of money for that. But, you know, they harvest people for all their organs. And I'm not talking about Texas. I'm talking about, they might do it somewhere. I don't know. But these are people that are criminals. And they kidnap you or whatever. And they can take your organs and they sell them to people on the black market or wherever it is. And they make a lot of money. But they're killing people for that. Isn't that awful? You are able, though, to give your hair and blood. You can sell it. You can sell hair and blood. And some people do that. They'll grow their hair out. And, you know, a lot of people give their hair away. Or, like me, I have given blood. I don't charge for it, but you can. You can go to places and they will pay for you to give blood. And that is totally legal. Because, now, if you give all your blood, it ain't going to be worth getting paid for it, is it? It'll be the last time you do it. But anyway, that is it's a Class A misdemeanor. Okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. But I know I'm not going to be doing it. Yeah, that kind of freaks me out. It just gives me the creeps, ugh, the jitters. Okay, well that was body parts and bodily functions. Oh, okay. Can't sell your organs. Thank God for that. Okay, going barefoot in public. There are some cities in Texas. Now, I don't know which ones they are, and I've never been... Well, of course, I'm not going to go barefoot out in public. I don't care if it was for free. But there are some places that you have to pay $5 for a permit. Okay? This is complying with the city's laws of sanitation and appearance. And they must buy a permit for $5. Then they can go barefoot anywhere they want to, I guess. I don't know. There is no way I am going barefoot out in public anywhere. You know? I'd go barefoot in my own home, out in my yard. But yeah, I've seen some of the things that get thrown out on the street and some of the nasty things people do on the street. And I'm going to tell you something. My bare little pumpkins aren't going on that street. No. They will be covered. Ugh. So, I mean, I have seen some people go to the store in bare feet, and I'm just like, oh, how can you? Aren't you afraid? Especially, you know, you could have a small cut in there and get all kinds of... I don't know. No, not for me. What do you guys think about that? I have seen people do it, but no, not me. Now, around the house, I'm a barefoot baby. I'm telling you. I'm barefoot all the time. And in the yard, you know. Especially this summer, which was so hot. So hot. But anyway, the next one, at one time, well, it's still on the book, so I don't know. But at one point, Texas outlawed, I don't know when they did this, outlawed owning the encyclopedia set of Encyclopedia Britannica because there was a recipe in one of the volumes that showed how to make beer. Okay? And lawmakers didn't want home breweries being, you know, caught owning this set because it could, you know, they'd be selling beer from their home. So that can result in jail time and fines. I don't know that it's, you know, enforced or not. But I do know people make beer at home, but I don't know of anyone who sells it from their home. May share it with friends. But, I don't know. That might be a good idea, though, to, who knows, you know, if they're making it in their home, you know, they don't have to undergo, well, I don't know. That's just a weird one. But anyway, they couldn't buy the encyclopedia. They banned Encyclopedia Britannica because it showed how to make beer. Now, that's just weird. Really? If people want to make beer in their home, what's wrong with that? Don't know, but anyway, I don't know how long Encyclopedia Britannica has been around. I don't think it was around during Prohibition, was it? I kind of doubt it, because I don't think they had a, you know, doing a lot of printing and people going around doing that. But that is a weird one. Now this next one, okay, makes no sense, and they do not know how this law came about. But in LaForce, Texas, I'm not sure exactly where that is in Texas. I didn't look it up. I was reading it and I'm like, I've never heard of that town, LeFors. It is illegal to take more than 3 drinks, meaning sips or swallows, of beer while standing up. Now that is a little weird. You know, if it's just swallowing it, now if, you know, you drink a whole bunch, yeah, it might not be safe for you to be standing. But if you're getting that intoxicated, it's probably time for you to go home anyway. But yeah, you're not allowed. You can be arrested. I doubt that they enforce that, but you know they could. Taking 3 drinks. It says sips or swallows. I don't know. Weird. And why they come up, you know, it makes you wonder, why did they come up with this law? Maybe, you know, on the one with the beer, maybe somebody, they went and visited someone's house and they made some beer in their home and it tasted so bad, like, we gotta make this a law because I don't want to be drinking that kind of crap anymore. Put it in law. That's gross. I don't know. But, okay, the next one. This one cracks me up. And I hope I never have to do this. But, and, you're not allowed to eat your neighbor's garbage without their permission. Because you can land in jail for trespassing or for property theft. Because you're stealing from them. Even though it's in their garbage and, you know, they're throwing it out, you may not eat their garbage. Which is, kind of strange, but I don't know. Maybe they have some people may have some pretty tasty garbage. I don't know. But can you imagine? You're looking out your window and you see someone out there eating your garbage. Would you really call the law on them and say, they're stealing my garbage, they're out there eating it? I mean, come on. If they're that hungry, I would hope you would give them some fresh food, because that's sad. And I know that there are some people who end up having to do that. I remember when I was teaching, this is 3rd grade, we had a boy, we didn't realize this till later, that he was going out. His mom was off drinking and he was going and getting garbage, well, food out of the neighbor's garbage or wherever he could find it to feed himself and his younger sister. 3rd grade. Now, if anybody ever arrested him for that, that would be, that'd be awful, you know. But yeah, once, you know, that was found out, yeah, provisions were made for him to be able to get food. But can you imagine? Yeah, and it goes on today. There are people hungry out there, and we Americans are sometimes kind of wasteful. So let's don't be turning people in if, you know, they're stealing their garbage without your permission. Just give them something good to eat. Now this this one cracks me up. It says that Limburger cheese cannot be sold on Sundays. Now, I have never eaten Limburger cheese, but it says that that is illegal, okay? In some cities. I don't know which cities, but I'm going to read you. I want to read you something that says what it smells like. Let's see. It says that it smells like, it can smell like body odor, stinky feet, and a variety of dead or dying creatures. Now, let me know if you have ever, smelled Limburger cheese or tasted it. They say most people will not even try it because of the smell. The smell is so off-putting that they cannot even bother to eat it. I was very young. Actually, I don't know how old I was, but I remember my dad telling this story. I'm not sure if I was born yet or not. I'm not sure when it took place. But my dad decided to buy his mom some Limburger cheese. It was all wrapped up and nice and fancy. And he took it to her as a gift. She opened that stuff up and she said, "Get this out of this house. That's the stinkingest stuff I've ever smelled." Nobody ate any of it. If I was born at that point in time, I was so young I don't remember it, but I know I never smelled it. If you have, let me know. I mean, it may be delicious. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know if I could get past the smell. One time I went, my daughter and I went to a cheese tasting, and the first few cheeses were pretty good, just regular cheese. Then we started getting down to the natural cheeses, like goat's milk, and I smelled it, and it smells like a barn. I took a little taste, and it tasted like the smell of a barnyard, and I said, "Honey, I can't eat this." She liked it. No way. I said, "Here, you can have mine." She's like, "Can't eat it. This taste." If you've never smelled the barnyard, it smells a lot like, dookie. That's to me what it reminded me of. Cow, sheep, poopy. Not eating this. So, yeah. I guess you have to be a true connoisseur of cheese to eat certain kinds. And I'm definitely not that. It would have to be masked. That flavor would have to be masked with so much stuff that I still don't know if I could do it. Okay, here's another one. This one, do not milk someone else's cow, okay? If you do, it could result in a fine of no more than $10. But it's considered stealing. Don't go out there and milk your neighbor's cows. I don't have any neighbors with cows. At least not any milk cows. There are some people down the road that have, beef cattle. But I'm not about to go out there and try to milk someone's cow anyway, because I'd probably get my head kicked off. Because I don't know what I'm doing. So, stay away from trying to milk your neighbor's cows. Alright, let's look at the next one. Okay. Number 8. Now this one is kind of ridiculous these days because it says, do not shoot buffalo from a hotel window. Well, there are no buffaloes out in the streets for people to shoot out of their hotel window. People do have ranches where they do raise buffalo, and buffalo meat is for sale in the stores. And it's supposed to be a leaner meat. I've never tasted it. I very seldom ever eat meat. I eat fish, but very seldom will I eat meat. I used to be, you know, the kind of person I eat all kinds of meat. I was what you call a meat eater, but my husband went vegetarian and, well, pescatarian, I guess, because he eats fish. And it's not really worth, you know, me fixing something separate for the two of us. So, fish it is. Now, if we go out to eat, I might get something else. It just depends. I've gotten to where I don't really miss eating the meat anymore, like I did at one time. Okay, so don't shoot the buffalo. And at one time in Texas, buffalo were quite plentiful because the Indians, that's what they used. But then they were almost, I mean, they got to be where there were fewer and fewer, but they're making more of a comeback because people are raising them. So that's a good thing. Now this one is completely and totally ridiculous. Okay, in Texas, if you are planning to commit a crime, okay, it's required by law to provide the victim. So let's say I'm going to go and steal, you know, from my neighbor. I need to give them a 24-hour notice that I'm coming over there to steal his property. How many people do you think actually do that? They actually put that on the books thinking that that would help reduce crime. What were they thinking? I think that they may have been, you know, making their own beer, drinking it when they came up with that one. Yeah, I can just see that, you know, someone come over here and tell me, oh, by the way, tomorrow at, you know, 8 p.m., I'm going to be coming by and breaking in. Take the junk you have in your house. They could take some diamond paintings. There's not a whole lot here to take. Truthfully. So, yeah. Or tell the bank. By the way, Mr. Bank President, we're coming by the bank. And we are going to blow the vault to smithereens. And we're going to rob you. Well, I'm sure that never happened. I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe somebody did. I don't know. Okay. Now, in San Antonio, it is illegal to flirt with your eyes or hands. I guess you can maybe talk to them and say, hey, baby, you looking fine. Well, come on with me. I do not know, but you cannot flirt with your eyes or with your hands. Now, I'm not really sure what all that entails, but yeah, just don't do it. And this is for both men and women, not just men. This is for both. So, keep your hands to yourself and watch what you're doing with your eyes. Don't you be giving that smoldering look. Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay. If you didn't know this, Texas is a common law marriage state. And it says that if you have to be over 18 for this, but if there are two willing parties and they announce publicly 3 times that they are married, then it is looked on as that they are married. So, common law marriage is something that a lot of people, I see it and I hear people say that's my common law wife, you know, common law husband or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I don't know how all that, you know, when you decide to break up, I don't know if you just stand up and say, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, and then you're divorced. I don't know. But that's kind of strange. Okay. Anyway. This one, I find this really weird. And this is something I would not want to be without. But it says that, excuse me. It says while you don't legally need a windshield in your vehicle, you do have to have windshield wipers. Well, that's just kind of stupid. But I don't think I have ever seen a car without a windshield. How in the world would you be driving around without your eyeballs, you know, kind of being peeled back or something? Yeah. But, you know, if you got to have windshield wipers, then that pretty much means you're going to have to, you're going to need a windshield. I don't know that you can put windshield wipers in without a windshield. I'll have to ask my husband if I remember. Which is, probably unlikely. But that's kind of weird. Very weird. Okay, now, if two trains meet at a crossing, okay, there's a crossing, and both trains need to come to a full stop. Well, I would hope so, because you'd be crushing head on, which would be awful. Neither train can move until the other has left the crossing. Now, how can, if you can't move, how are you going to, that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make any sense. Because if there's a crossing, wouldn't you have to back up to, you know, for them to flip the switch to go? I don't know. That's just weird. But yeah, you couldn't move unless you were going backwards. Again, they must have been sitting around reading the Encyclopedia Britannica, fixing up, making their own beer, drinking it, to come up with that one. Okay? Now, it says that in Galveston is way down south in Texas, and it is an island, and it says that it is, you can be fined $500 for sitting on the sidewalk. So don't be sitting on the sidewalks. So I don't know of anyone who's ever gotten in trouble for sitting on the sidewalk, but I guess if they decided, I don't think they should be sitting there, or, you know, they're having a slow day and they need to make a little extra money. Hey, there's someone sitting on the sidewalk. Ignorance is no reason not to follow the law. And they do say that, you know. But now you know. It's so crowded down there. I wouldn't want to be sitting on the sidewalk. People going back and forth. Now, in the wintertime, maybe not so much. But a lot of people go down there to go to the beach. So, I mean, that's kind of weird. Just kind of weird. I don't know why you'd want to sit on the sidewalk in front of people anyway. Now, in Denison and Bristol, Texas, it is illegal to show your stockings, okay? And the penalty is up to 1 year in jail. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know very many people who wear stockings around here in Texas, especially this summer. When we were at 105, 106 degrees, that wasn't the feel like, that was the actual temperature for many, many days. So, if they thought they needed to put me in jail, they better have air conditioning, is all I can say. Oh, well, I guess you wouldn't be showing your stockings. Okay, that didn't make any sense what I just said. No, people aren't going to be showing their stockings because they don't wear any. Now, I remember back when I was teaching, first started teaching back in the 80s, we had to wear hose. We had to wear stockings. And I don't remember when we were finally able to go bare-legged. But normally it was cold in school, but when you had to go out and do recess duty, ooh! Let me tell you, that was miserable. Just miserable. Because, if you had recess in the afternoons, it was not fun. If it was too hot, I didn't take the kids outside. We just do recess in the room. We do whatever. Okay. Okay, here's another thing. This is the last one, number 16. It is against the law to use a feather duster to dust in any Texas public building. And it says they have no idea why this was made illegal. But I got to thinking, because I'm the kind of person who does suffer from allergies and asthma, and if someone was dusting in there while, might be walking by, that could cause me some problems. So maybe that's why they came up with that. I don't know. Now, if they're doing this after hours, because I can't imagine feather dusting while people are walking around looking at things. But I don't know. So, no feather dusting. And it says the vast majority of these laws will be laughed at today, which, yeah, I did laugh. But technically, any one of these could land you in jail or be fined. So, there's your heads up. So, if they say, hey, we saw you milking that guy's cow. Did you get permission, and did you pay at least $10 for that? Well, I'll tell you what, the price would be a whole lot more if I could. If you had a big enough bucket, that would be worth it. But yeah, those are crazy. And they say, I've looked and said, why do they still, why don't they get rid of some of these old laws? And they said it actually cost so much money to go back in and to change all of those things. So they just leave them. Well, I guess that's one good reason not to, mess with it. Taxpayers pay enough without having to pay for them to change a stupid law like that. But, yeah. Have you ever seen anyone driving around without a windshield? That just kind of... Can you imagine, you're driving down and, you take a big yawn and a big old June bug flies in your mouth. Whoo! Wow, that hits you right in the back of the throat. Oh, and their little creepy legs. I'm sorry. I don't like their hard little bodies and their little creepy legs. They are, yeah. Just, I'm trying to think, and I cannot think of an instance. I mean, even people who have motorcycles usually have a shield to protect them. I don't know. I'm thinking of things, you would ride on the highway, not, all-terrain vehicles like the four-wheelers and stuff. They're not supposed to be on the highway. Sometimes you see people going, going across. Well, I'm in a small town, and it just scares me that, they might get hit, because that would be so dangerous. Do you know of any crazy laws in your town? Put it down below. I want to hear it. Or which one of these laws did you think was the craziest? Gosh, there were so many of them that were just crazy that, let's see. Oh, I think the stupidest one is giving a 24-hour notice before you decide to, commit a crime. Yeah. That right there, that is stupid. And how they thought that was going to, bring crime down, because how many people that's going to commit a crime is going to go tell the person first. They're criminals. That is not in their nature to do that. It's, it's a secret. That's why when, they have meetings, it's a clandestine affair. They don't want anybody to hear it. I can just imagine going out in public, publicly announcing, we're going to be robbing the such and such bank. If you don't want to get in the middle of it, then stay out of there. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But isn't this looking beautiful? Oh my goodness. If you have not checked out Bella Art Diamonds, this is what you have to look forward to if you decide to get one, whether it's rounds or squares. As I said, this is rounds. And this is magic in a bottle. Oh, she's pretty. Here she is again. Wait until she's done and she's all shiny and sparkly. Ooh, so pretty. Anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. I hope that you enjoyed hearing a little bit about some of our crazy Texas laws that I don't know about. But I'm going to make sure I don't do any of them, just in case. Anyway, guys, you take care of yourselves. Stay safe. I love you guys. God bless you. And I will see you later. Bye.